Hello. Hoping this is live. Hello, I'm Marianne Windham, and I am coming to you during the Smiley Fest, and I am with Windham Travel and Leisure. I'm going to hold, there we go. Hi, Courtney. I just want to make sure that somebody was there. I was trying to time myself as well. So I have a few little notes that I just wanted to go through. Today I wanted to talk about a couple of different destinations because I have been working on some different trips. Some for clients and then also some destinations that I am going to be going to in hopefully the sooner than later future. I'm going to wait just another minute. I believe I saw a message from Susan and Joni, and I will post this video later, but I'm coming to you live right now from my office at Windham Travel and Leisure. Again, my name is Marianne Windham, and I've had my agency since 2005, so I'm in my 15th year. And I've had, several people ask me about different destinations, and everybody has, my tagline for Windham Travel and Leisure is what's on your bucket list, and everyone has their own bucket list of places that they would like to go. Some close by, some just in the U.S., which is great. A lot of people are exploring or re-exploring the U.S. right now during our pandemic, but I have so many clients that are so ready to get out of here, and they are ready to go international, and we're working on trips for them for 2021 and 2022. So I'm going to talk about three, and also I may not see you post questions in here. I'll take a look at that and try to keep up with it, but if I don't answer you during this video, then I will answer you after it's over. I'm trying to keep it to no later or no longer than 15 minutes. I'm trying to stay under that, so I'm kind of watching my time. The first destination is Aruba, and I'm actually going with some friends to Aruba, God willing, next September. And it's a great island. It is one of the ABC islands, and they were called that. That includes Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. And I've actually been to Curacao. It was just, wonderful. They are very close to Venezuela. In fact, Aruba is, I believe it's 15 to 20 miles just off of Venezuela. I have a few little notes here so that I can check myself. Yes, it is 15 miles away from Venezuela. And it's really cool. When we were in Curacao, the languages that are spoken there, it's just very broad. Most Arubans speak English, Spanish, and Dutch, as well as the native language called, it's Papiamento, and it's a mixture of African, Arawak, Dutch, English, Portuguese, and Spanish. And it's really interesting to hear. We, visited several people when we were in Curacao, and it was really amazing to hear them speak that language. It is a huge tourist destination, and their longtime tourist slogan is One Happy Island. You'll find that spirit reflected in many of the locals that you meet there. The ABC Islands, again, I said there, it was Aruba and Bonaire and Curacao. It's among the livelier, more developed islands in the Caribbean. It has low and high-rise resorts, great restaurants, and glitzy casinos lining the white sand beaches and the downtown boulevard. You'll find plenty of things to do on Aruba: sunbathing, world-class surfing and water skiing by day, and discos, cabarets, dinner shows, and high-stakes gambling at night. It's a very lively place. The foremost attractions are the beautiful beaches, shopping, casinos, like I said, water sports, everything. It's, as far as weather, where it's located, the island is outside the main hurricane belt, so there's not as much of a chance of running into hurricane season, which, you know, runs basically end of June to end of November. So it's a you know, great place to visit, and one of the best islands to visit July, you know, to October, when a lot of the rest of the Caribbean is threatened by hurricanes. Recreational activities are endless, and the beaches and the sea are spectacular. Lots of snorkeling, diving, scuba. You can see a lot of marine life just by, you know, even in the shallow waters. So you don't have to be a big diver, you know, to enjoy the underwater life. Sailing, kayaking, windsurfing, jet skiing, etc. And something interesting, you know, I have a lot of people, I've booked a lot of Aruba. There are not a lot of all-inclusives there. But the interesting thing about the island is they highly encourage the gastronomy. The restaurants are amazing, and they have a tremendous variety of restaurants, including Japanese, Indonesian, Dutch, French, Italian, etc. Excellent local food can be found, you know, at many of the island's cafes. And through the efforts of the Aruba Gastronomic Association, visitors can dine at more than 30 of Aruba's top eateries as part of a well-organized dine-around program. So I actually recommend, if you go to Aruba or want to go to Aruba, to not do an all-inclusive. And then you can really explore the local eateries and really enjoy yourself. You know, a lot of hotels offer the breakfast anyway, but just go explore the culture and the cuisine of the area. Of course, tourism is, you know, the leading industry there, and more than 500,000 people visit Aruba each year, and it's just one of the most popular destinations. So anyway, I have not personally been. I've booked several people there, and I'm looking forward to going there with my friends. We will be going around mid to end of next September 2021. So that's one of them. Next, Africa. I have been working on some different African vacations for clients, and it's actually on my bucket list. My husband and I want to go there as well. So I pulled up a couple of different trips that I was working on, but just, you know, to give you just an overview, Africa's biodiversity, which ranges from the Sahara Desert to tropical jungle, from snow-capped volcanic Mount Kilimanjaro to the beaches of East and West Africa. These are great assets. There is the excitement of the big game safaris in the African bush, the thrill of whitewater rafting through the gorges below Victoria Falls, and the awe of seeing the Egyptian pyramids at sunrise. Ecotourism provides leisure complexes that take advantage of game parks, golf courses, beaches, and beautiful scenery. Adrenaline junkies can raft the rapids at some of the world's biggest rivers, plunge from the highest bungee jump, or climb a snow-capped volcanic peak on the... Then there are the more or those familiar African tourist attractions, such as Egypt's pyramids in the north, Cape Town's Table Mountain in the south, the mysterious markets of Timbuktu and Marrakesh in the west, and the coral reefs of Zanzibar and Nosy Be in the east. I'm working with a supplier right now, and we're looking at doing, I pulled up a couple of the trips that I'm actually working on, and one of them is basically called Enchanting East Africa, and that is basically arriving in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm sure that a lot of you have seen in pictures or maybe online. One of the places that is just so cool and gets a lot of attention is Giraffe Manor, is where from your room, the giraffes will just come right up to your window. That's kind of, one of those bucket list, highlights that everyone wants to do if you're interested in Africa. From there, it goes to Nairobi and the Wildlife Conservancy, and of course, safaris, both during the day and then evening safaris they do as well, and Serengeti National Park, and then Zanzibar. And that is one of the trips that I'm looking at, and it is basically from beginning to end is 11 days. Another one, and this is one that, and both of these are personal interests of mine and my husband's. Another is exploring South Africa, and basically it's arriving in Johannesburg in Cape Town and exploring all that that has to offer. It's pretty incredible. You will see, basically, I'm going to just read this description. Embark on a spectacular day discovering the pristine coastline and quaint towns along the fairest cape. Board a boat to see the Cape Fur seal colony in the charming fishing village of Hout Bay. Hug the cliffs as you snake along legendary Chapman's Peak to drive to the Cape of Good Hope Nature Reserve. Also in Cape Town, they have the, near there is the Kapama Private Game Reserve, which is where the safaris would take place as well. And then going to Johannesburg. And then an extension of this would actually be also, well, part of it would be cruising the Zambezi River and doing like a, dinner cruise for that, sunset dinner cruise. And then Victoria Falls, to end in Victoria Falls, which is just incredible. So that's like dream bucket list for me. This trip right here is basically 10 or 11 days. So from beginning to end, if you're going to go, at least go for 10, 11 days. 2 weeks would be better. And if you only go for 10 or 11 days, honestly, Africa, it would take at least 4 trips to really see everything that you would want to see there. So next, we've talked about Aruba a little bit, Africa, and also want to talk about Greece. Greece is a phenomenal place. It's been at least 25 years since I've been there, and I'm working on a group for next year. We may actually have to delay it. There's a lot that's unknown right now. So we do have the itinerary, and we're looking for June of next year, but there are some things that have still been delayed, and so we're just kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern for at least, maybe a month and a half to make sure that everything's kind of on track for our safety, security, and then we also have to wait and see the parameters and restrictions of all of these different countries for U.S. citizens to go in and out. So, but this trip that we're working on is for next June, tentative, and basically it's going to go to Athens, and Mykonos and Santorini are the primary 3 if you're going to that area. But then also in between there, we are going to fit in Skopelos and Skiathos, which are 2 locations where Mamma Mia was filmed. And so I worked on the show Mamma Mia as director and choreographer, as assistant director and choreographer, and that was last summer. And it's just an amazing, and many of you may have seen the movie, and just looking at the places where this was filmed, it's really outstanding. So the Cyclades is the location of where Santorini, Athens, and Mykonos are. And so in between that, we would be going to Skiathos and Skopelos. So Greece, located in southeastern Europe, is one of the most popular holiday destinations in the world, for good reason. It is a country with great ancient history, one that gave birth to the concepts of democracy and philosophy. The Olympic Games were born there. Drama, namely tragedy and comedy, there. Ancient theaters, amazing. Visitors will get a glimpse of more than 3,500 years of history, from the Palace of Knossos and the Parthenon to the newly discovered Amphipolis tomb. With almost 2,500 islands, sea and sun are at their best in Greece. Spotless sands and clear blue water abound. The landscape offers a picturesque variety from whitewashed homes and blue-domed churches to neoclassical architecture and traditional authentic villages in the mountainous areas. The Greek cuisine will reward even the most demanding visitors, and definitely those who appreciate simple and good quality food. After all, the famous Cretan diet is the cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet. When I was in Greece, I could eat Greek food every day. It is so delicious and clean and pure. Such good food. There was nothing that I didn't like, and I'm a foodie. I love the Greek food. The country's vibrant nightlife is famous and includes a great variety of clubs and bars. The main attractions, of course, beaches, historic sites, modern and ancient culture, striking scenery, spas, islands, cave exploration, charming people, casinos, yachting, shopping, food, and nightlife. Nearly everyone will love Greece with its relatively simple way of life and diverse attractions. The country will especially appeal to travelers who enjoy history, philosophy, sailing, beaches, and quaint villages. Don't expect lush tropical scenery around the beaches. It's quite arid. Or wide variety of international foods, although the offerings have improved considerably in Athens and other primary tourist centers. The best time to visit Greece is from mid-May to mid-June and from mid-September to late October, when the temperatures are kind of mild. It gets a little bit, hotter in between there. What we're going to do, and we have some groups, some of my clients are actually wanting to celebrate their anniversaries. And in fact, Darren and I, that it will be our 20th anniversary next year, so we're hoping that we can go and renew our vows. We are actually ending that trip on the island of Santorini, and that is the majestic, picturesque picture that you see if you Google search just Greece in general. Typically you will see the beautiful blue domed churches on the cliff in Santorini. So that's where we will end the trip as a send off. And there are a lot of people that want to renew their vows. So it's a wonderful place to do that. Let me see if there's any questions. I'm seeing people watching. Oh, Joni says, I love Mamma Mia. Donna, yes, love to go back to Greece. It was already on our bucket list, but it's continues to be on my bucket list. There are other places that I have not been to yet, but I would go to Greece again before I would check those others off, just because it's just so wonderful. And Darren and I have both been separately, but we actually haven't been together. I'm going to scroll up and see if there were any other questions. Love the island of Curacao, Suzanne. Yes. Curacao was so neat too. They've got the second largest ostrich preserve and farm there, and that was one of our tours. It was incredible. I've been there a couple times, and also they have some cool hotels. We stayed at the Renaissance that was at Fort Riff. There is a fort there by the port, and they actually have converted that fort to shops and some restaurants in there. There's a spa in the fort, so it's just kind of a neat thing that's literally right out the door of the Renaissance Curacao. And that is at the bay, like at the port, so it's not they don't have a natural swimmable beach because it's deep, but the way that they did the pool is a man-made beach, and then it looks like an infinity pool that you literally can be sitting or laying on the side in the water of the pool and see cruise ships come into the port. It's very neat. So I highly encourage people to go to the ABC Islands, and it's just a very interesting, amazing, different Caribbean experience. Let me see if there are any other questions. Joni, I want to go there. Yes. So I'm gonna keep you posted. I'll post something about the Greek trip. Oh, Joni, yeah, happy 10th anniversary next year. So yeah, we got a lot of friends who are having their big anniversaries in 2021. So Darren and I are kind of like either or, South Africa or Greece. Greece would be the easier, more, distance is not as far and just a little bit easier just to get to. But we're game. Hey, we're game. We have some other people that want to go, and for the whole vow renewal, we've done that before in other destinations. And just a tip, we decided for our 15th, we did our vow renewal in Niagara Falls on the Canada side in Ontario, and it was so much fun that we just decided, you know what, every 5 years we're going to renew our vows in a cool destination. So that's just kind of one of the things that we want to do. And Joni, when is the trip? So the Greece trip, we're looking at June 2nd of next year, but again, we may bump that. The supplier that I'm working with, the president of that company, she's actually a Greek American citizen. She is in the US, but she is also in Greece, and her company's there. So I typically like to do that, work with suppliers who are boots on the ground in the destination, but they have a US presence, which is important. So I'll keep you posted on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. What I want to know from everybody is, what is on your bucket list? So I only named 3. I just kind of wanted to put it out there and read off some of the descriptive, but I can send destination info about the weather, the history, the attractions, what to see, what to do, where to eat, all of the interests, basically all over the world. If there's a place that you want more info on, I can just email the whole thing to you. It's like a destination guide. Just let me know. Just put in the comments, or you can private message me your information. And I'm happy to send you that. So if there aren't any other questions, I will be looking at them. They'll pop up for me as I'm going, and I'll just answer your questions. But I would, if everybody that's watching right now or listening, put in there in the comments, what is on your bucket list? It's always interesting to know. I have a huge bucket list. Thank you. Who just said that? Italy, Switzerland, Taylor Wilkerson. Oh, and Santorini, Greece. Oh, yeah. So I will, if you're interested, I'll send you info on that as well. I was in Switzerland. We did the Sound of Music tour that actually was Switzerland, Austria, and Germany, all the German-speaking areas. And anyway, I appreciate you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And keep dreaming. We're dreaming of travel. Like I said before, it's a big, beautiful world out there, and they're all ready to welcome us with open arms again. I'm here when you're ready to go or to plan. You can plan all the way into 2022. It's just nice to start getting your ducks in a row and decide where you want to go. By the way, I did a packing video on Friday, and one of the things I didn't mention, but I wear them all the time, is this is one of my pashminas. It's always good to have a pashmina. Wear it as a cape, as a blanket, whatever, when you're on your trips. And my sisters gave me this, so I just pulled it down. I was like, I want to wear that. It even has some little safari animal print. But by the way, tip, as much as I like animal print, especially leopard, it's suggested that you do not wear animal print when you're going on a safari. Can you guess why? You do not want to be confused for one of the animals. So that's just a little tidbit, extra little tip there. Anyway, I appreciate you listening and watching. Again, I'm Marianne Windham. I own Windham Travel and Leisure, and my motto or tagline is "What's on your bucket list?" I'm on Facebook. You can send me messages. My company is Windham Travel and Leisure, and my personal cell phone is 256-652-3232. Thank you, Smiley Fest, for organizing this. I appreciate the opportunity to share some info with you, and you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll look for the comments, and I'll get back with you. Thanks again. Enjoy your day. Bye, everyone.